So in the book, I've got this story of two strikes that happened in the 60s. The first strike was of garbage collectors. New York, 1968, lasted for 6 days. State of emergency had to be declared. Turns out, we can't do without garbage collectors.
Right.
So at that point, I wondered, has it ever happened, in history, that the bankers went on strike? Yeah? So I started looking, looked at the past 5,000 years, basically, since the invention of money, and I found only one example, and this was in Ireland, 1970. The bankers were angry that their wages were not keeping up with inflation, so they said, you know what, you'll have it. We're going to go on strike, and then you'll see just how important we are. And all the experts were like, oh, this is going to be a disaster. It's going to be a heart attack for the economy. And then from one day to the other day, 85% of the money supply was not accessible anymore. And then nothing much happened, actually. So the strike lasted for 6 months in the end. And after 6 months, the bankers came back and said, all right, we'll get back to work. And I think this is another example where history just makes you rethink, right? Who are the real wealth creators in this country? Does wealth really, is it really created at the top and then does it trickle down? Or maybe it's the other way around, and are the teachers and the garbage collectors and the nurses, are they the real wealth creators?
Wow, that's powerful, man. Let me ask you this as a historian. If we don't take these concepts seriously, if we don't think about how we protect workers and not the jobs themselves, if we don't think about how to get people paying their fair share of taxes, how we stop people avoiding tax, which is a huge issue, what do you then worry would happen based on history? Well,
what I worry about the most is about the moments when people just don't have hope anymore for a better future, right? So my frustration a couple of years ago when I started writing this book was that I saw so many people, young people or people who call themselves progressives, who only knew what they were against, right? Against austerity, against racism, against homophobia, against all these things. And yes, I'm against them as well. But you also have to know what you're actually for.
Right.
And that's why I'm so excited that you see this whole movement now of indeed younger people who come up with all these fascinating new ideas, sometimes old ideas, sometimes new ideas, like the Green New Deal. That's what excites me the most, because we need hope.